Okay, so wanted to call this meeting for incoming department changes. Today's June 26th. It's 5 o'clock. Call this meeting to order in the conference room. Attendees are Chuck, Mark, Herb, Eric, Cody, Aaron, John, and Jude is also here, along with Karen.
Eric LaBelle is absent.
Eric is not here, sorry.
Just so you know.
Yeah. Okay, so just came back from 2-day meeting. I don't know if Jude had the chance to talk to any of you guys about it. It was pretty intense. It's basically what it is it's a 20 group meeting. So you sit in a room with a bunch of other dealers and you go through a 56-page summary of your entire dealership operations to see where you can improve. I'll start off by saying that so the way that it works is you go there and you break every single department down as if it was its own standalone business. So new cars, if it was a standalone business, used cars, a standalone business, service. So you guys, if it was just a service station and then nothing else happened, how would the profitability look like? The service department as a whole, in 2023, we lost $100,000 in the service department.
23, 24?
No, 2023. Yeah. This year we've made $8,500, so $1,500 a month. Call it. You start to do it's we're 5 months in and you guys are 200 hours every single month. 1,000. You're each into this year for 1,000 hours each, and the dealership's made $8,500 total. That doesn't break down very well on it. If I was paying you that as an hourly wage, you probably wouldn't be very, very happy. So the good news to that side of it is if I break out just the technicians only, like in terms of the work that the technicians do, not like the service advisors that I'm paying up front or the general garage workers or anything that happens next door, your guys' efficiency has actually improved a lot over the last 6 months, I would say. I feel like we're in a really, really good groove here, and I feel like you guys are doing a really, really good job pushing the needle. So I appreciate you guys for that. The last meeting that I had was the service advisor meeting, and I laid into those guys a lot more than I'm going to lay into you. I think for you guys, like it's tweaking, right? Like I think we're on a good trajectory. I think over the last 6 months, you guys have done a fantastic job. So there's a few things that I just need your help with. And then a few things that we're going to implement that's going to make the service advisor's job easier, which is in turn going to make your job easier. So that's what this meeting is essentially all about. So first thing though, probably going to make is not going to be the most popular decision in this meeting. Auto dispatch, we're going to roll that out. We're full speed ahead on auto dispatch with PBS. We have to start using that system more effectively. The dealerships that are consistently performing at the top with the best efficiency, they all have auto dispatch. So I know we've talked about it, and it's a lot of work to set up in the forefront, and we've kind of made a lot of excuses on the front end of it as to why it's not being done. So we're pushing forward with it. The goal is obviously to reduce idle time and increase hours turn. Front end support. So we're going to be holding the advisors a lot more accountable, and I'm going to be holding myself more accountable. I'll be honest, guys. I've been dragging my ass the last 2 years with everything that I've been going through. It's been a struggle for me, so I've been more absent than anything. On a personal note, I'm on new medication, and I feel as good as I did in 2014, 2015 at this point. So I'm going to be actually moving my office to the service department. I got to find a spot. I'm not really sure where I'm going to go, so I'm going to be a lot more visible in the service department because this is really where we have the biggest area of opportunity in the dealership. We're going to be focusing on a lot of jobs that I feel will make you guys more money: wheel alignments, tire rotations. We're going to add brake fluid servicing to the mix with the advisors. we're really going to get them pushing stuff that is really, really easy for you guys to do and the stuff that makes you money. We have a system that we're going to implement called Alpha Drive. It's an AI-based program that's going to start booking our appointments for us. And it works 24 hours a day. So if somebody wants to call and book a service appointment at 8 p.m., they're going to be able to do so. So it should increase some traffic, and it's going to reduce the bottleneck of service phone calls to allow the advisors to just focus on selling and getting you guys more work. The one thing I'm going to ask for you guys, almost begging you guys, I need help with overtime at this point in time. I really, really, like, and it's a temporary thing, probably 6 to 8 weeks, but I'm begging you guys, I need some overtime help. We have 30 used vehicles on the lot right now that are over 150 days on the lot that still haven't been certified for used vehicles. Like, I'm dying on used cars. Like, the standard in the industry, again, this room that I sat with a bunch of other dealers, they have all their stuff certified through the shop, repaired, ready to go in 14 days. So I know we're bottlenecked right now, and we're going to do a lot of things to reduce that. But in the meantime, whatever you guys can give me in terms of overtime for these MVIs, please let Jude know. We're going to revamp the scheduling for the service advisors based on you guys. It's 100% on you. If you would rather come in at 7 and knock out a couple of them, if you'd rather stay late, so 5 to 6, 5 to 7. If you'd rather come in on a Saturday, even a Sunday, like if Sunday works better for your schedule, let Jude know what you can give to us, and then we'll work a schedule around having you guys here to do it. If you guys as a collective all want to come in together and take a weekend and bang them all out, whatever, just tell me what work. Like I said, I'm begging you guys, please. I know the overtime thing hasn't been really appealing to you guys, but it'll be, and to clarify, it's the time and a half thing. It's not the whole work 4 hours, get 4 hours off, and you're not really any further ahead after you've blown your Saturday. We're gonna pay the time and a half, right? And then you can still get your rate, so it's extra money for you on that side of the house. So we need to get caught up on this. This RST money is coming out to the native reserves again. It's already hit. It's $180,000 per person on the reserve. We know what happened the last time. It was all used vehicles, and we have 50 vehicles on the lot that we essentially, if they came in and sold tomorrow, we would be in a hell of a bind because we can't get them out. So that's my spiel, really. It's not like I said, I really appreciate the effort that you guys have done over the last 6 months to work on efficiency, increase efficiency. It's showing on the statements. On that line of the they call it the NCM report, we look really good. I'm really, really happy with that. So now it's just a matter of getting rid of the congestion up front to move the needle and make you guys some more money. So do you have anything to add to that?
No, I don't think so. There's something you said at the beginning that I wanted to plug in, but I just don't remember what it was. Oh, the auto dispatch. I don't want to assume that everyone knows what that means in that process. So do you want to explain it maybe, Jude, like the process, just in case?
So once you finish your job, you hit complete, your next job's already on your screen, so you hit accept, grab the keys, and you're off you go.
Does that make sense? I feel like everyone might know what it is, but just in case.
The other thing like I said, we're going to kind of revamp the apprentices, and we're really looking at, one of the guys in the meeting said, like, we are looking for everything possible, like every type of work possible that doesn't require a technician. And no slight to the technicians at all. It's just, there's none out there, right? There's not, unless you want to bring in the Filipinos on the transfers, there's nobody entering the field, right? So we have to look at ways to increase revenue that aren't 100% dependent on us finding more technicians because clearly they're not out there. So we're going to be looking at doing a lot of that, and really revamping how that looks. So the auto dispatch, like Karen said, that just helps streamline the process. The other thing that the guy brought up is, you know, the technicians are so hard to find and the work is so important. Why would you have them doing anything other than technician work? So we're gonna look to find ways where it's like, you guys don't have to worry about the mundane stuff like sweeping up the floors or this, that, and the other thing. Like, we're really gonna zone in on technicians doing technician work because nobody else in the dealership can do the work, right? Like, my dumb kid can sweep the floor, so like that's what we're gonna have him doing. So, you know, I joke, he's not dumb, but those are the kind of things that we're going to look to shift in the service department, is making sure that you guys, the technicians, are doing tech work because that's what's going to push the issue in terms of making us more money.
Nobody rolled around in the meeting talking about hiring bonuses for staff if they know of anyone. Did you?
So that'll be a separate thing. I'm just gonna I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna put it out to everybody.
Oh,
Okay, so I know I blasted through that pretty quick. Does that make sense to everybody? Like, is everybody pretty clear on what we're gonna be doing as a department going forward? Questions?
How does the auto dispatch send out the jobs? Like, how does that work?
Well, for example, your skill level will be input into the computer, so if a transmission job come in, you won't be qualified for that, so you go to the next. So your next available job that you're qualified to do will be automatically on your screen at the top of the screen. Because we'll put the computer will prioritize when they come in. So if
look
you have
at
a,
what's needed
Correct.
the most, the
Yeah.
fastest.
so if it's a seasonal tire change and they're waiting, that'll be next on your screen. So as soon as you finish your job, it'll show up, that's your next job.
It'll be a learning curve for everyone just to figure out how to process it through, but that's in theory how it works.
The nuts and bolts of the plan, the nuts and bolts of the vision isn't going to change. Like, we know what we need to do and we have an idea of how to get there. The plan on execution is going to be fluid, right? Like, we're launching this auto dispatch, and if we have to tweak it here and there, we're going to tweak it here and there. You know, the overtime, like I said, where you guys tell us what works the best and how you can help us, we'll work a plan around it. So if you notice things that you don't like about the changes, let me know. And like I said, I'm just as much to blame in terms of, you know, dragging my ass and not being there. I'm going to be around. We're going to do these meetings more often because it falls on me, right? And when I'm dragging my ass, it's a lot easier for everybody else to drag their ass. So I'm happy that I'm in a position now where I'm like, okay, let's go full speed ahead. I finally feel like I'm normal again, and I really. We're focusing so much on the service department where a lot of the dealership rewards were always based on sales before, because sales was really like the dealership was living and dying based off of the sales department, and that was the most opportunity for the dealership to make the most amount of money. We're in a different landscape now. That's not the case anymore. Like, the service department is, you know, for as much as we've only made $8,500, like, small simple changes and pushes and adjustments will send us so much further past the sales department, and we're looking at revamping things like Arturo's, the rewards dinners, all that kind of stuff around service department goals rather than sales department. So it's the number one priority for me going forward.
Good question though.
Yep. Concerns on anything? I know it's a lot that I just blasted out in like 15 minutes. Like I said, this won't be a one and done thing. I'm meeting with the advisors every single week. We're gonna figure something out. I don't know if I necessarily meet with if I need to meet with you guys every single week. If you want to do meetings every week, I'm completely game for it. Otherwise, like, what do you guys think? Do you guys want to meet once a week, or do you want to do every 2 weeks, or what do you think?
See how it goes.
I think every 2 weeks to start is probably good, because I do want to get, like, I want to get your guys' pulse on the changes and how you think they're being implemented and affected. So I think we'll probably do another one in 2 weeks. I think is probably a good time for. When's better for you guys? Would you guys rather do them like end of the day, beginning of the day? I bring in lunch. We do it through lunch. Like, what do you guys want to do?
Very quiet.
If you want to go home and it's hot in here, I'm with them. Think about it. Let Jude know. We'll book that. Like, the biggest thing is when you go to him. Like, again, please, the overtime's the big. Like, this is the most important thing in the dealership right now that we get this figured out. So, whatever you guys, the work's there, right? There's a ton of money to be made. Our average reconditioning cost, I was telling the service advisors, is $3,000 per used vehicle. Like, that's our average cost, parts and service, and I have 50 vehicles that need to be done at this point. Like, there's $150,000 worth of work that's just sitting, and that has been sitting. So we got to get caught up on that. So anything that you guys can do to pitch in to help over the next 6 to 8 weeks to break up that bottleneck will be greatly appreciated. So,
Is there a limit on that?
what do you mean?
If I want to do a bunch of overtime, is there, like, how much could I do?
So maybe tell Jude how much you want to do, and then if his jaw doesn't hit the floor, then then I think we're probably in a good wheelhouse. But
That there is a limit.
yeah, yeah. So the only thing I'll say to that is if everybody's eager and wants to do it, then we'll have to find a way to divide it equally, so that way, like, it's not just one person that's making all of the money. But you know, if we only get 2 or 3 people and we got to figure out a way to get through 50 vehicles, then we want to try and do it fairly, right? Like, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's lots of money to be made, but we also want to do it fairly between everybody in the room, so that way nobody's getting a bigger advantage over somebody else.
Clear as mud.
That's my saying.
Yeah.
Yes, go.
You will be seeing me in the service department more often, so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns on that, just pop your head in. I should be there more often than not going forward, because, like I said, I'm not bullshitting you guys. You guys are my most important department, and my job is to be in that most. And for 12 years, the opportunity was on the sales floor, right? So now that that's shifted, and I probably should have shifted a lot sooner, but that's that. Like I said, that's my commitment to you guys going forward. So. Anything else? Okay. We can get out of here then. I can stop sweating. Meeting adjourned 5:19.